everyone, welcome to the channel. This is going to be the full moon in Cancer tarot reading for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. So this one is pretty big. I've got to admit, the energy is really supercharged. I mean, especially of course with the full moon being in the sign of Cancer, Cancer's ruler, coupled with the Venus retrograde and of course Mercury now going retrograde. I feel like it's just an intense time to really explore the depths when it comes to our emotions, when it comes to our interpersonal relationships, how we relate to one another, how we relate to ourselves, and what are we even looking for at this point? What is it that we need to purge, and what is it that we're looking to attract in order to feel more fulfilled emotionally and to just bring more of that energy of love, compassion and understanding into our lives. So with that said, we're going to take a look first of all at the oracle messages. So from the quantum deck, you have playing it safe in reverse. And it was interesting when I pulled this because the card wanted to come out all sorts of directions, right? But mostly it was like this, okay? So I feel like this is more of an action card, even though yes, in terms of the category it's an intention, I feel like this is more of a call to action, right? That it's time to get out of the comfort zone, water signs. I've been saying this for a little while now, but I honestly feel that water signs especially are being called to lead, okay? Especially when it comes to the spiritual evolution. You guys explore the depths, okay? You guys are of the depths. You are water. It is your natural state of being, okay? To explore those deep emotions, to explore your intuition, to tap into your psychic abilities. You are the most psychic signs there are of the zodiac. So it would make sense that you are being called to step forward. A lot of you are uncomfortable with being in the limelight, but regardless, there is something that is needed that you have to offer the collective at this time. And that's why you're encouraged to move forward, to step forward, make yourself known, okay? It's like being brought to the very front of the stage in a line, right? Say there's a whole bunch of you in a row at center stage, and one of you is being called to step forward, and you know that you're the one that's going to have to step forward. No one's being named specifically, but you know that whoever's calling for someone to step forward, say a teacher or some kind of tutor in some shape or form, is asking for one person to nominate themselves, right? And already they're eyeing you, but they're just waiting for you to take that action. That's what I feel like is the energy here with you and the divine. The divine is asking for key energies, individuals to step forward, but the divine has their eye on specific people at this time. You are one of those people, water signs, okay? Because there's something you have to offer that is valuable, that is needed at this time, that is going to help steer the collective on the correct course, right? Especially at a time as this, that is so imperative that we make heart-centered choices, that we allow our spirit to guide us and not our ego or our fears. Okay. The next card from the Moonology deck is New Moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. Okay, interesting. So this is it. I feel like it just goes back to what I was saying about leading with love. You're being called to tap into your heart center. You're being called to act from a loving place. Everything you do matters at this point, okay? So with that in mind, especially with the emotional baggage that you may still be carrying from your past, from a past karmic cycle timeline, it's important that you do the work to do the shedding with this full moon period, okay? It is the perfect time to release any grudges, to release any anger, upset, frustration, feelings of jealousy, feelings of sadness, whatever weighs heavy in your heart. Now is the time to purge it, because your heart needs to be open again, okay? You are natural born healers, a lot of you. You have the ability to heal yourself, and by healing yourself, you're going to help the collective to open up again. because as a whole, we've all been through a lot, okay? The trauma is very real in the collective energy. And so it's important that as water signs, you not only help the collective with their healing, but you focus more so on your own, because in that, by doing that, you're going to help the collective anyhow. But especially because I feel like for a lot of you, you have been emotionally shut down, and now your heart is starting to open. So rather than fear that, rather than trying to shut it back down or create, higher walls around yourself, now is the time to liberate yourself, free yourself, okay? Come out of the comfort zone and come forward as the most authentic expression of yourself. You have no reason to hide. You have no reason to dim your light. You have no reason to downplay your emotions, to downplay your energy, because your energy is magnetic. The more light that you allow shining outward into the universe, the more light you're going to attract, okay? You are a beacon at this time for love, for hope, for community, for compassion, for understanding, for empathy. That is what the world is in desperate need of right now. So you are being called to step forward in your divine light and be a lighthouse in the dark. Next, from the Angelarium deck, you have Remth, Angel of Time. So again, I feel like this is all about cycles, okay? Those that are in perpetual loops, those that are drawing to a close for a new cycle to begin. And for many of us, I feel like we've already seen a significant cycle come to a close. So we're now boldly stepping into the new. But it's important to note that time in itself is largely perception. We know that time isn't linear, it's circular. We know it's forever looping in and back on itself. We know that time, our perception of time, can skew, can change. Some seconds can feel like an eternity, whereas some years can just seem to flash past us in a blink of an eye. So it's important that we really reframe our perspective when it comes to time, when it comes to cycles, when it comes to the larger picture at play here. Because even though one moment can seem so fleeting and insignificant in the grand scheme of things, it can be absolutely everything in a person's lifetime. So it's all about questioning your perception and your perspective, not only on time, but on how you place value on the present moment as well. Interesting. So this one is quite profound. I feel like this is tapping into the larger energies at play rather than more specific messages in terms of your day-to-day interactions or life, right? This is more about panning out, looking at the larger picture. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. Mercury is kicking my butt so hard already. It's about looking at the larger picture at play. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. Alright, so let's get some tarot messages to see what else we can find out. Three of Swords in reverse. Yes, time to let that go. I'm glad that's the first card out. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, awesome. Fixed signs, energy. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Aquarius is showing up quite strong already. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. Interesting. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay. So, water signs, it looks like the key theme at this time, as I said, is about stepping forward in your truest expression of self, okay? Especially now that a lot of you have, I mean, this is confirmation for me. I was telling you about cycles coming to a close. This is confirmation from the divine that many of you have closed out a massive karmic cycle. Okay, I know this is an energy that came up strongly in Cancer's weekly over on TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, you should go and do that right now, because you're missing out on your weeklies. But anyway, this is it, right? So I feel like this is the key message here, that a huge cycle is closing, another is starting, okay? But how that is shaped will largely depend on the shedding that you do now, okay? You want to step into this new cycle with your best foot forward. So set healthy, positive intentions for yourself. Release past pain, betrayals, grudges, okay? Disappointments, sadness, grief, loss. Whatever you feel like has been weighing heavy on your heart, it is time to do that purging now. The emotional purging needs to take place at this time, because you cannot step into this new cycle with a heavy heart. It's time to shed the heavy energy. It's time to shed the lingering heavy emotions, because you don't want to step into this new cycle with all of this emotional baggage weighing heavy on your heart. It's only going to skew things in a more negative way. It's only going to make things more challenging. You don't want to carry that energy forward, not when you have such a beautiful opportunity to create abundance, happiness, joy for yourself. So it's worth taking that little bit of time, doing that little bit of extra work to just really check in with your heart at this time. Take a moment's pause and say, what is it that I'm still attached to that doesn't serve me? What is it that I'm still carrying with me that is a burden on my heart? And what is it that I need to free myself of? Because you see how there's even this red string, okay? This is like that energetic cord, right? It's often depicted as red when we're talking about the energetic threads, okay, that connect us to different moments in time, different connections with others, okay, as well as different versions of ourselves. So now's the time to do the unraveling and really look at what needs to remain and what needs to be released. As I said, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's a case of really embracing the new, shedding the old, allowing things to come, to rise, to have its day, and then to fall away when it's no longer required. So this is largely about surrendering and letting go of attachments, okay, especially to things that are no longer relevant to where you're headed. You see how we've got the same red thread, okay, in the very center, holding everything, binding everything at the core. So again, how this looks, how this cycle plays out, depends on what you remain attached to, where your energy lies, okay? It's very, very key in this. So whatever is binding you to a situation, whatever you feel binded to in terms of a situation and energy, people, right? Dreams, aspirations, goals, beliefs, thoughts, emotions, all of that is going to shape how this next cycle plays out, okay? That which you see on the surface and that which lies on an unconscious level. So just be aware of that. With the Seven of Cups being in reverse, I feel like this is about clarity. This is about knowing how to spot a good thing when you see it, trusting in your intuition, trusting in the guidance that you receive, trusting what is for you is actually for you, not allowing your judgment to be clouded based on past pain, past situations, things that have already come to pass and have already been left in the past or needs to be left in the past, right? Because I feel like you have clarity now. This is why this card is here. Funny enough, it's almost an inversion of this, because we see the sun at the bottom, the moon at the top. Sun at the top, moon at the bottom, okay? Because the card is in reverse. So you have clarity now. I feel like a lot of things have been brought to light. I feel like you've had some very strong epiphanies when it comes to, again, what it is that you're still carrying from your past, what it is that you are aligning to now. I think a lot of you have gone through a huge emotional purge already. Some of you have one coming up around this time. For others of you, I feel like it's a case of You know what's in your highest good. You know what that 1 cup is. That is the Ace of Cups here, right in the center, in the upright. So you are being encouraged to trust that if you stay in a high vibration, if you still allow yourself to be led by love and not fear or ego, you're going to attract something that is a true blessing into your life, and sooner than you think. It's already in the energetic sphere. It just may not have materialized in the 3D yet, but it's about to, hence the sun being at the top there. This is confirmation that you are going to see it manifest possibly in the next couple of weeks. Okay, something significant here is something to do with possibly a romantic connection, something that means a great deal to you. It's something very close to your heart. This could be a romantic connection, a reconciliation. This could be something to do with family, a pregnancy, or this is something to do with your highest hopes, your biggest dreams. Okay, there's something that's coming in that is aligned to a larger vision, almost like something that is predestined for you. Next, you have the 3 of Cups in reverse, as I mentioned before. So this is about not mourning what is being left behind. Knowing that, again, everything has its day in court. That sometimes things have to just be shed because they've served their purpose, because they taught you what they needed to teach you, because things are changing, shifting. Everything's in flux all the time. You are constantly changing as well. The people around you are constantly changing. So maybe you fall out of alignment with some people. Maybe your work situation changes because it's no longer in your highest good. Maybe you really, you relocate to a new environment where you have to meet new people, start over, right? So there's always going to be something that seemingly is left behind, but nothing is ever truly lost. The memories remain, the lessons remain, the understanding, the wisdom, the connection, the love. So that's the thing to carry with you, not where you feel like you are losing. Okay. So let's go over to the Book of Shadows deck then. See what else we can find out. Interesting. You got the 10 of Cups, water energy. See, I'm telling you, things are changing massively, water signs. This is community. Sure, this can talk about a love situation coming together in a profound way, but I feel like it's bigger than that. This is about a collective. This is a community, soul family. 7 of Pentacles. Interesting. Divine timing at play here. The seeds that you've sown are going to start bearing fruit. Yeah, look at that. As I say, 8 of Pentacles, right? Abundance coming in because of all your efforts, your hard labor, your work ethic. Working in a collective, or working for the collective, holding the vision. As I said, leading with love. You are coming forward, so hold space. Hold the vision of this new paradigm. One that is filled and led by love, not fear and hatred, right? That's what you're being called to do. See how there's a group here, a group of water signs holding space for this paradigm shift, this eclipse energy here. It's about to change everything. The energy is changing. Astrologically, there's a crap load of stuff going on. You can check it out. There's a lot happening astrologically. And I feel like water signs, you're being called to step forward and hold space for the collective, why these big transformations take place. I feel like now is the time to plant even more seeds, because there are some things that are going to start manifesting, okay? The divine timing is now, is what I feel. But there is more work to be done. There's always more work to be done. So it's important that, again, that you sow your seeds of intention with the right energy, that you work in tandem with people who also hold the vision, that also lead from a place of love and not fear. People who are not consumed by ego, and put in the groundwork, okay? This is about grounding as well, not just proactively working on something, but grounding the energy, rooting it, so it has that stable basis. So something solid can be built on top of it. For a lot of you, there is a significant soulmate connection coming in as well, that's a part of this vision, that's a part of this soul community. Your connection is important. I feel like a lot of you, you're going to be working together in some shape or form in a community setting. Or your partner is going to be holding a lot of space for you while you work on this, while you're stepping forward as a leader in some shape or form. For a lot of you, it's going to have something to do with the environment. For some of you, it's something to do with what's happening astrally, doing work in the astral. For others of you, this is about simply doing more humanitarian efforts. Some of you are going to be focused on what's happening in the oceans, the crisis that's happening in our seas, which would make sense. I mean, water signs, you're all about that. But for some of you, it's about what's happening on land. For others of you, you're focused on what's going on astrally. So I'm seeing a lot of different types of work being carried out here by water signs. What else? Got 6 of Wands, fire energy. But this, as you can see here, is old man Saturn, Kronos here, right? Our cosmic father forever kicking our ass, yes. But with good intention. This is success, this is victory, this is Kronos, this is Saturn blessing the cause. So as much as, you know, Saturn can get a bad rap and it can be extremely karmic, you know, holds us accountable and whatnot, this is very positive. This is a very positive omen. I mean, I'm seeing divine blessing all over this reading, for goodness sake. I mean, this is the divine basically giving the green light to go forth and do the work, essentially. And if you do it, if you heed the call, because you know, if you feel it, if you're hearing it, you'll sense that in the pit of your solar plexus, you'll feel it in your root, you'll feel it in your heart, you'll feel it in your crown, you'll feel it in your third eye as well. Your third eye will be buzzing, but I feel like especially your crown, your heart, your solar plexus, you'll feel it. It's time. It's time to move forward. And if you do it, if you heed the call, you do the work, you trust, you take your cues from the divine, it's going to be incredibly successful. You're going to gain a lot of traction. You're going to gain a lot of support. Okay. What else? 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. Again, holding the vision, putting the groundwork in, rooting oneself in some kind of industry, in some kind of community, grounding the vision, making it tangible, building a legacy, building some kind of sustainable future for the collective. Many of you are. In some shape or form, like I said, some of you, I see you doing environmental work on land, others in sea, others, this is about what's going on in the astral, right? Holding space, fighting the good fight in the astral. 9 of Swords, yeah. This is about you trying to dispel the fears of the future. What can go wrong? This is about changing the course of the past timeline and guiding the collective towards a more abundant future. This is all about course correction. I also feel like a lot of you are doing this work knowing that you are currently surrounded by very fearful people. People who can only envision a world of tragedy, a future that's nihilistic instead of an abundant possibility. And that's where, you know, your healing is going to be required. I also feel like as well that, you know, some of you, many of you have experienced significant loss. You've seen a lot of loss in various shapes and forms. It hasn't deterred you from the vision, from the work, from the possibility of what the future could be. And I feel like those of you working in the astral, you're doing the work to dispel, literally, the spell that has been cast over the collective. the psychological warfare, the attachments, things of that nature. Alright, one last card for the overall outcome here. Potential outcome. Yeah, Elemental of Earth. That's Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is you essentially coming forward. Amazing. Mabon. That is justice, may I add. So yes, this is you nominating yourself to do the work. This is you coming forward, making yourself known. And I feel like by you doing that, you're going to see some very powerful changes, because you are accepting the call of the divine. You are nominating yourself to do this work. So even if for a time you were fighting this calling, look, King of Cups and the Two of Cups. I'm telling you, some of you involves a soulmate connection where you're going to be doing the work together. But regardless, I feel like some of you may have been fighting the call for some time, or resistant to it because you didn't feel like you were worthy of it, or because you didn't feel like you were capable of it. Oh my gosh, look at that. You've got the Ace of Cups underneath. I mean, this is it. This is your self-realization. That you are more than worthy, that you are more than capable. You were specifically tasked with this because you can do it, right? There is no doubt in the divine's mind that you are fit for the job. There was only doubt in yours, but you're overcoming that now. And now you're choosing, rather than to focus on what you feel is possible based on a past timeline, you're now starting to accept that maybe you have been limiting yourself based on your beliefs, and that actually there is very little that cannot be accomplished, actually, especially when you work in a team setting, especially if you work as a unit with others, right? It's all about collaboration. This is the year of collaboration, not competition, okay? It is the sixth. It's all about overcoming with, again, six, overcoming with teamwork, a sense of camaraderie. So by working with others, you will overcome, you will succeed. That is already shown here. So this is a pretty powerful reading. I mean, honestly, water signs, this has got the divine written all over it. And I feel like you are being asked to really step up now. You cannot play it small on any level. There is no time for that. You need to accept you are going to have to step into a significant role now. It's time. But anyway, water signs, I hope that this reading helps. Thank you so much for checking this out. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Click the notifications bell and click all so you don't miss any of the readings that are published. It means a great deal to have your support, especially with all the changes that have happened. I mean, trust me, I've been going through them as well. So I really appreciate every single one of you who has stuck by me throughout the process. And yeah, honestly, I feel that if you heed the call, not limit yourself in any shape or form, but step up in this new vibration that's coming in for you, I think you're going to be very surprised at how quickly things start to shift and manifest in your life. So sending you the best of luck, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.